Hey, you guys, good morning. I am so excited to be with you guys this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am running a little bit late. I was struggling with microphone things, but here we are. I'm so excited to be here and to be able to hold space to talk a little bit today. Today, I want to talk about not only marketing, but also business ownership and just that process and experience in general. So, hi, my name is Kayla Winters. I'm the proud owner of Bud and Bloom Consulting, where I am a marketing business coach as well as a website and branding designer for you and your business. And I am so excited to be able to spend some time with you this morning. So, I actually had like something else I was going to talk about today, and I decided to scratch that. We can do that next week. Today, I wanted to share a little bit of a personal experience and be able to just like speak life into those who are women business owners who might be struggling, who might be having a hard time, and to be able to cheer you on. So, I have been a business owner for 5 years. I started my first business in 2020, which is the Lunar Radiance Wellness Center, where I do life coaching, sound healing, and yoga. And that business eventually led me to this amazing business, Bud and Bloom Consulting. I When I first started my first business, and this still applies today with my second business as well, is just like the many hats that you wear, especially when you're just getting started, right? You might not necessarily have the capital to be able to spend on the creation and the starting parts of your business, but you might have the time. Right. And so you spend a lot of your time putting on these different hats, learning or utilizing different skills that you have to be able to start and to build out the business that you have. And I think in one way, it's like when you're first starting your business, it's like with anything, right? Like this uninformed optimism that we have of just being like, woohoo, I'm starting a business. This is what I'm doing, and learning to put yourself out there and to share your vision and your ideas for your business and how you seek to solve whatever problem it is that you solve, right? And we're living in this kind of twilight zone. Maybe we've created our logo or gotten someone to design it. Maybe like this vision is starting to come to life. Like pieces are starting to move, right? And then we kind of hit this peak where we're like, "Oh my God, I'm doing it! I'm doing it!" Um, Man, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of different hats. I'm not just doing what I set out to do in my business. Now I'm doing finances. I'm maybe creating contracts, maybe doing marketing, right? Like starting to wear maybe these like various hats that you did not necessarily consciously sign up to do, or maybe you thought that they were going to be so much easier than they turned out to be, right? You're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like, no biggie, which you absolutely can. But again, we start to see that transition of having more time to be able to explore, to be able to check things out, to be creative, start get funneled and start to get really focused as our time becomes more valuable. And I so wish that I had this insight and advice when I first started my business of starting to build my team, right? I think, sometimes can subconsciously get caught up in the fact that we are solo entrepreneurs, or maybe you have a partnership. So it's the two or three of you, or however many people are in your partnership, that it's you versus getting this information out there, sharing your business, you against the world, right? And we can start to feel like we're by ourselves. We can start to feel really lonely. And then when you throw into the mix of just life, the challenges that come with being a business owner, the challenges that come with starting something new, and then it can start to feel a little defeating, can start to feel overwhelming, and it can feel really, really lonely. And I just want to share that if you have experienced that, I want to remind you that you're not alone, even though you might be like, I'm a solo entrepreneur, it's just me and my partner, that you're not alone. And that you can absolutely build out your team and get the support that you need to be able to place yourself in this place of your mastery, your skill level, and have that team behind you to support you, to catapult you in the ways that you need. So, one way that you can do that is by getting a business coach, right? And it could be a business coach, it could be a marketing coach, it could be a coach to help you set up your operations, it could be a coach to help you with managing your finances, whatever it may be. Getting a coach, getting someone in there on your team. So that way it's not just you talking to you, talking to you, talking to you on your process, how you're doing things. We're human. We are perfectly imperfect. Things are going to fall through the cracks, or we have our own biases, or we have our own blind spots, right? And so, by allowing a coach into the space who is an expert in whatever it is that they offer, it can really open up the lens for you, bring in new light, new possibilities that maybe you just weren't able to either have the capacity to, or whatever it may be, right? Getting a coach doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It actually means like, I am amazing and I'm incredible and I need support, right? We don't expect people out on the major league sports teams to be out there without a coach. We would be like, that's crazy. Who's their coach? Who's the one supporting them? Who's supporting that team, right? And as much as the star players doing their thing, they have coach, they probably have multiple coaches that are supporting them on their journey, making sure that they're able to be their best selves as they go onto that field. And that's exactly what having a business coach looks like, is as you go out into the world sharing your business, making sure that you have someone rallying behind you, checking in with you, making sure that your plays are going appropriately, and if they're not, then being able to have someone to be able to walk through that and be like, "Hey, that didn't turn out how I thought it was going to." And sometimes we can drop into these places of despair and these places of depression, of overwhelm, of freeze, right? Or getting distracted with other things. And a coach can be able to bring us back and pull us back and say, "Hey, remember how freaking badass you are. You set out to do this business for a reason. Now, I know it might not have turned out how you thought. That's okay. I'm so proud of you for showing up. I'm so proud of you for trying. I'm so proud of you for putting yourself out there, taking the risk. Because if you don't take the risk, how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to find out that this was going to work or this wasn't going to work? Right? So I'm here to pull you back up to say, we're going to dust you off. We're going to re energize you. We're going to refill you, fill up your cups. That way you can get back out on that field and have maybe a new play or a new perspective, or just start again. Right? And know that this is not the end. This is not the last game for you. This is one of many, and we're going to get to a place where we're getting our rings, where we're getting our fruits of all of our labor and all of our care and our energy that we're putting into this business. And that's the one thing that I really wish I had when I first started my business, is really creating that team for myself, so that way I didn't get to a place of burnout, so that way I didn't hit that place of overwhelm or that freeze where I just stopped and I said, I don't know, and I don't know who to talk to about this, and I just, or I'm ashamed, or I'm embarrassed, or, and then these things that we hide and we throw away in closets and we pretend that they're not there. They're still there. They're still there. We need to be able to look at them. We need to be able to reevaluate them and do it from a place of strength and power and not fear. And that's exactly what a coach can do, is be that person that's brave with you, that has experience to say, "Hey, I got you. I'm with you. We're going to figure this out. Don't worry. Don't let that fear take you over. This is not the end of the road for you." And so as I've gone on my journey, when I first started my business, I was like, there was like some statistic that like 90% of the businesses, and don't quote me on this, something along the lines of like 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. And I was like, that is not going to be me. I refuse for that to be me. I shall not give up. I shall persist. I shall push through any sort of barriers. Like, I have this business for a reason. I'm on a mission, right? And I think that it is so true that so many people do set themselves up and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this little passion project or this maybe like side hustle or like I have this vision, I have this mission," but not necessarily having all of the tools to be able to carry it out properly. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Like, we're not perfect. We don't have like the expectation that you're going to have it all and do it perfectly is so unfair to yourself. So, so, so unfair to yourself. I feel like business ownership is messy. I don't feel it. I know that it is messy. I know that it comes with failure that's going to lead you to success, right? Like, failure is a part of the process. You want to lean into that failure and know that failure is going to lead me to be even stronger, to allow me to grow, to strengthen my roots so that way I can grow into this beautiful strong tree with beautiful fruit. And even though it might have been hard at that moment, I'm not going to allow that to stop me from being able to get to those fruits of that, of all this hard work that I put in. So again, that's where a coach can come in and help you pull you out of those dark places, help you find solutions, and really support you on your journey. And I am a huge believer. I have my own business coach. I've had a couple of business coaches, and I think that that's absolutely fine to have multiple coaches, right? There's different people for different seasons. Um, Even though I feel like my one right now is like the sweet spot. She's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what you need to find with your own business coach too, right? You need that person that's able to see you, make you feel seen, heard, and valued, be able to provide you the support that you need, and that also aligns with you, has the same values as you, understands you. So that way, when you go into your business and you're making your business decisions, that they're able to be that person to empower you and strengthen you rather than shake you, cause you to question yourself. Um, and I think it's okay for a coach to question you, of course. But to make you question your values, I think is a different situation, right? So yeah, coaches are amazing. Coaches are, I think, such a pivotal part of being successful in entrepreneurship. If you don't have a coach, I highly recommend that you start to look for one, whether that's with me, whether that's with somebody else. I just want people to be successful. I want them to have this insight. Again, whether that's with me or with someone else that you're working with. Um, Being a coach is such a gift, and it's so exciting to be able to support people and empower them on their own journeys. And I just love being able to work with entrepreneurs that I know are mission driven, that have been handed a gift or a skill set or experiences, whatever it may be, and want to be able to support other people on their journeys. And I just love being able to be that fire, that fuel, that excitement, that joy, because it can be so easy to fall into the opposite. And so to be a place of resource, to be a solution for my clients, is something that I just absolutely love and adore and feel so blessed to be able to do in my life. So if you have a coach, I would love to hear, say like, I got a coach. If you don't, say I'm on the lookout for a coach. I'd love to hear in the chat. If you want to share any sort of experiences, we would love to hear from you, to hear how it really benefited you having a coach in your business and how that was able to propel you to be even better. Because that's the point, right? That's why you have a coach, is to hit those successes, to have that person stick along with you on the long road, right? I don't think that coaches are intended to be a fast short solution. I definitely think they can fast track a lot of things, but I don't think that they are like, yeah, you can have a coach for a month and then all your problems are going to be solved. It's not how like business works, right? There's so many different, and as people, we are people running businesses at the end of the day. We have life in the middle of all this. We have other people within our bubbles and our circles, right? And so I think something that's really important when choosing a coach is having a coach that understands that you're a human, you're not a machine. And that is something that's been so important to me in my business is making sure that I'm setting myself up to be sustainable, setting myself up to be ethical to myself, to my community, to my world, to my customers. And so keeping that true is so, so, so important. So part of the reason why I felt really compelled to talk about this today is I set up a goal for myself over the past 12 weeks to be able to get this program, the Momentum Reset, up and running and be able to acquire clients, right? And today, actually, October 6th, was my like deadline date on my SMART goal. And per the written out goal, I did not meet it. And that's okay because what I realized is this goal had 50 mini goals and also like bigger goals within it. There was life in the middle of all of that. There was hard work. There was failure in the middle of all of this in the sense of like something that I thought was going to go this way didn't work, right? It was like part of those mini goals that I was achieving and learning from throughout this process. And instead, I felt like I totally could have fallen into this hole of being um, disempowered. I don't know, maybe having my fire stomped out a little bit. And instead, I've decided to look at all of the beauty that has come about from this goal that I set for myself, all the excitement. I started going live because of this goal that I set for myself. And I just, again, as a solo entrepreneur, it is so easy to be able to fall into those darker places, to get discouraged. And we're not going to do that. This is a place where we get to celebrate our wins, no matter how big, no matter how small they are. Every single win in your business is not only a win for you, but it's a win for your clients and those who you're looking to service as well. And so allow that to fuel you, allow that to empower you rather than being able to look at all the things that maybe didn't come true that you had hoped and inspired you. And the other thing is like, it's just a timeline, right? So maybe my goal needed to be stretched out another 2 weeks, another 4 weeks, right? And then that goal is gonna come to fruition. Who knows? Manifesting this. I'm so excited, to have completed this deadline for myself, to be able to get a realistic look back, all of the information, right? Like, there's just so much good from setting goals, and again, something that I'm so grateful for is I have 2 coaches that I'm working with right now. One's a business coach, one's a personal coach. And I, again, don't think that I could have gotten here before. And I definitely remember saying to my coaches too, like throughout this goal, I was like, I've gotten to this point in the past and I've stopped, but I'm not this time. Right. And having that accountability and having that check in and that support, and that's someone that's like, how are you doing? Where are you at? What you set this out? You said this. How is that looking? What is that? How is that transforming into reality for you? And that has allowed me to really break down a lot of barriers. So, as a business coach myself, as a marketing coach, I am so excited to be able to work with my customers on being able to break down their own barriers within their marketing, to be able to break through any sort of blocks that they might have, to make marketing fun, to make marketing simple, and to make it sustainable for you and your business. So that way you can enjoy it. You can learn to enjoy and have fun with your business again and see your marketing as your way to be able to do that. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much for joining me, for listening to my story. I'm so grateful for your time. I'm so grateful to have you along the way. Again, I want to share that I have the Momentum Reset, my 8-week marketing coaching program that I have going out right now. I am super duper excited to be able to share this program. It is 8 weeks to be able to reflect on your business. What is it that you need for clarity? what does our system look like, and how do we actually carry that out? And then being able to make that plan that makes sense with the information and the clarity that we've discovered together, and actually take action on that and be able to support you in a way that makes sense for you and your business, not for somebody else's business. This isn't a course with a one size fits all situation. This was built specifically because I know that every single business is different, and I want to be able to speak to you and your business and be able to support you for you on your journey. So, if you're interested, I would love to encourage you to sign up for one of my 15-minute calls to be able to talk to me one on one, share with me uh, more about your business journey, what things are coming up for you, what struggles you might have, and see if the Momentum Reset is a program for you. So, if you're looking to reset your momentum to get back into your place of genius, to feel empowered and enlightened, this program is for you. Thank you again so much. I can't wait to see you guys next week, again, Monday at 10 a.m. I love to have you. If you have any comments, any topics that you want to talk about when it comes to marketing, please send them my way. Send them in the DMs, email me, whatever it is. And I can't wait to see you on our 15-minute call together. All right. Have a good rest of your Monday. Bye bye.